Yes.
Oh, fantastic. Look
Well,
at
let's
me
see. Sorry.
go.
Let's see
Okay.
here.
Okay. And everyone can see the slides all right? Yep. Okay.
Yes.
All right, fantastic. Thank you. All right, so we are going to get started because we have a lot to talk about. First, we are going to talk about surviving and thriving in Egypt. And then at the meeting, we're going to talk a little bit about the Jordan extension. I have some numbers for us, and I need to know who wants to go. And you should all want to go because it's going to be really great. Okay? All
I've
right,
already
so
been.
well, I need like an official confirmation, and we'll do that at the end. Okay. All right. So to be a good tourist, you must know where you're going. We are going to go to Egypt, and you can see that Egypt is about the size of Texas. So that's what we're looking at size-wise for the country. What to wear in Egypt? Now, it is going to be winter there, but it's going to feel like a beautiful spring day for us. I would recommend bringing a jacket or a hoodie. It honestly, it depends what your comfort level is. Temperatures can range from about 60 degrees to 80 degrees in the main country along the Nile. However, when we go to Sinai, it's going to be a bit colder. There might be snow on the mountain. So maybe bring some extra layers. Okay. When I was there, I was quite comfortable in jeans or long pants. Yeah, maybe you want to wear capris. I don't know. It's whatever makes you happy, whatever makes you comfortable. I recommend bringing, we used to call them play clothes, so things that you're not afraid of getting ruined or dirty or dusty. If you want, that is, we will be going inside some of the pyramids. And yeah, there's a lot of sand in the country. I would also recommend bringing something. Someone is trying to pop in. Okay. Maybe bring something nice to wear for dinner. That's up to you. And when I say nice, I mean just jeans and a nice top. If you want to wear a dress, whatever makes you happy. When I went the first time, I didn't bring any nice clothes. And when I was on the cruise, I felt underdressed. So yeah, just nice shirt, nice pants. If you want. Ladies, you will need to wear something inside of the mosque. So whether that's a scarf, which I would recommend you bringing with, or something that covers your head. I have gotten away wearing my hat and tucking my hair up under it, but bring a scarf just in case. And also, like I said, it's gonna be their winter, so it might be a little chilly. So it's not the worst thing in the world, just to have a scarf with you. Good. I recommend good walking shoes. We're gonna be doing some walking. Like I said, we're gonna be going inside temples, some tombs, things like that. You don't have to wear hardcore hiking boots or anything like that, but something that is comfortable, and you'll be on your feet. Okay. So Mount Sinai, you do not have to go to the top of the mountain. But if you want to, I recommend you bring an off-trail shoe, because there's a lot of rocks. Some of the rocks are kind of big, and some of them might be slippery, especially if there's snow or frost or a little bit of precipitation on them. So I would bring a good off-trail shoe. Again, it might be rather cold because we start going up the mountain at night to see the sunrise. So it might be a little chilly. So maybe you want to bring hats or gloves. That's up to you. And I would encourage you to wear layers because you'll be moving. And I don't know about you, but if I'm moving, I get warm. I would also recommend that we take camels up. First off, because it's fun, and I don't know about you guys, but I am a scholar, not an athlete. So I do recommend a camel on the way up. You will have to do the last 750 steps yourself, but those 750 steps are they're big, right? They're they're big, they're uneven. So that is something to consider. About clothing and what to wear, laundry is super cheap in Egypt. And the cruise is a great time to do a load of laundry because we'll be on the cruise for a few nights. So that is something to consider. Someone has, I'm
Yes.
going to mute you, Paul. Hey. Nice to see you, but I'm going to mute you. Also, no one cares if you wear the same clothes twice. Like no one's keeping track of that. Okay, we don't care. You can also, of course, do laundry in your room, in the sink, whatever you got to do. Okay, so the other important things that you need to pack, your passport, obviously the original copy, and I recommend bringing a printed paper copy with you just in case you lose it. It's also a good idea to have a digital copy on your phone of your passport in case you lose it, which none of you will because I will be doing passport checks every day. Um, if you lose it, it will be easier to get another passport if you have that information with you. And actually, when I travel, I have a actual photograph that was used for my passport, like so an actual passport photograph. That's going to make things easy too. The other very important thing that I need you to bring is $25 American cash for your visa. And what will happen is at the airport, I will have all this money from you. I will hand it in an envelope to a guy, and it's going to look a little suspicious, but I promise you it's fine. And he'll get the visas, which is a cute little sticker for our passport. I also recommend you just bringing American cash to Egypt. We'll talk a little bit about money later. Of course, I'm a very organized person, so I recommend packing cubes, but you do you. I also bring an empty suitcase for souvenirs. So sometimes I will put a duffel bag in my bag, or sometimes I have a big suitcase and then I put my smaller packed suitcase inside. It just depends where I'm going and how long and how much money people have given me to spend on souvenirs for them. So it's something to think about. When I travel, I bring cough drops because I talk a lot. Um, and also it's a little drier climate over there, so something for you to consider.
Uh,
I
Should
have
should should we bring eardrops if we have to listen a lot?
maybe that depends. Do you want to hear? Maybe you don't. I have sunscreen and aloe vera on the list. You're probably not going to need it this time of year, but you can always take little ones and use it or not. That's up to you. I do wear a hat when I travel for practical reasons. It keeps the hair out of my face. My part is very partial to sunburn because I'm very pale. So maybe you want to wear a hat, up to you. Again, I have scarf on here for mosques, mopping up sweat. Sometimes there's no paper towels in the bathroom, so I just do one of these on my scarf. Uh,
Annika,
yeah. Uh-huh.
could you talk about a hat? I mean, what we don't want to look like Americans or whatever. What type of hat would you suggest?
Whatever hat you want.
Okay,
So,
Get a hat
yeah,
like Indiana Jones.
my hat looks like Indiana Jones.
okay, fair enough. That's
Yeah.
good.
Yeah. Okay. So here's the thing. Don't worry about looking like a tourist. You will. Like, there's nothing that can be done about that. And also Egypt's economy depends on tourism, so they love tourists. So don't worry about not fitting in because you won't. And it's fine. Yeah. So if you want to wear just like a baseball hat, that's fine. If you want to wear a big sun hat, that whatever makes you happy. But yes, I do wear a black hat that does look kind of like Indiana Jones. Some say it looks like a cowboy hat, whatever. That's what I wear. Great question about the hat. Okay, scarf for the mosques for the ladies. I also have insect repellent on the list, but I've never had to use it in Egypt because it's pretty dry. But of course, if I don't bring it, that's when I will get bit by mosquitoes. So insurance, bring a little thing of travel insect repellent. On that note, bring some anti-itch cream for bug bites if you do get one. Again, I bring it, I don't use it. I also have oral antihistamine or allergy meds on there. It's dusty. Because it's the desert, smoking is very popular over there. And also, it's just going to be a different climate for some of you. So, pack some allergy meds just in case. I also bring nasal spray because my ears don't pop on planes very well. And I find that a good shot of nasal spray takes care of all that. So, it's up to you. Imodium or whatever you use for your tummy troubles. Just, something to consider. Of course, bring all of your regular medications with you. And I'm told that you should be bringing copies of your prescriptions. I've never needed them, but just so you know, okay? I also have Dramamine on the list or anything that you use for motion sickness. There's going to be some mountains. Sinai is rather mountainous. That's why we're going to be climbing it. And sometimes there's rough roads. We're probably, because we have such a large group, we're going to be on a nice charter bus, but I know some people do get motion sick on those. So bring whatever you use for motion sickness. I always have like a small first aid kit with me, so some Band-Aids, some Neosporin, safety pins, just things like that, something to consider. Very important, this next item, portable toilet paper. Okay, we're going to talk a little bit more about restrooms in a bit, but I have portable toilet paper, or I have a small packet of tissues on my person, and we will talk about why in a bit. I also like to take like those liquid IV, like the powders, the Gatorades. I'm not over there like actually doing an IV on myself. No, I just have like those little liquid IVs. I do one in the morning because we will be doing a lot of walking and some activities, and it just helps you stay hydrated. Okay, or like little Gatorade packets, whatever your hydration powder choice is. You can bring hand wipes or sanitizers, whatever. I don't do it because I'm afraid of germs or anything like that. I'm an archivist and I don't like to be sticky. And sometimes like you'll eat something sticky on the road and I just need a wet wipe. So whatever your preference is. I also pack Z-Quil because I have a hard time sleeping in strange places. And it's very important to get a good night's sleep because we're going to be doing all sorts of fun things and you want to be fresh and awake for it. I will talk a little bit about what power adapter you need here in just a bit. I also recommend you bringing portable phone chargers, maybe even two. It depends how many pictures you're taking on your phone, and you're going to be seeing a lot of cool things. So you're going to be using that phone for photos a lot, and you're going to be draining the battery. If you want, you can bring small baggies of laundry soap. You can buy them or you can make your own. I take little jewelry bags and I put little shot of detergent in there in case I have to wash my skivvies in the sink. But again, laundry in Egypt is super cheap. So if you don't want to worry about making your own laundry packets, you don't have to. This next one's kind of weird. I like to collect rocks and sand and, other things. I've been known to take some leaves and, other specimen. So I bring with me bags and a Sharpie because, you need to label the bags where that sand and rock came from. Again, I'm an archivist. So maybe that's something you want to do. Maybe not. I don't know. I also bring with me an expansion folder and like that'll be for your paper souvenirs like tickets, postcards, things like that. I don't know, do whatever makes you happy. I also I bring notebooks with me, one for journaling, like that's where all the deep dark secrets are, like, oh, Tara did this today on the tour. And then I bring a tiny one for field notes. So that's like the important things about the sites. Again, do what makes you happy. This is just what I do. You might consider bringing earbuds with like an over the ear hook and a jack, like old school. I'm not sure. We might be doing whispers, which is like it's kind of like a portable announcement system. So our guide might be using that. He might not, because he's also very loud like me. He is loud. So he might not be using the whispers. But if he does use the whispers, I have a very hard time keeping the little earbuds in, those tiny little ones. So I like to have one with like the hook around it. The other thing that I recommend, I know this seems a little weird, I also bring old washcloths with me, because some places over there and in the rest of the world, they don't have washcloths. They just have hand towels and the regular towels. I'm not entirely sure what is going on. Are people just like soaping in their hands and doing like, I don't know. That is not how I roll. I need like an actual cloth when I'm cleaning my nooks and crannies. So that's what I do. I bring an old washcloth, I cut them in half or quarters, and then I throw them away as I go. So just a thought. I'm warning you. Now you know. Okay. So that is the situation for packing. Do we have any questions at this point?
Annika, when you're traveling, do you typically check bags? They arrive safely, or
Yes. Yep. I've never had, okay. So while I've never had a problem checking my bag, what I do, just in case, because things happen, I have in my backpack, I have a clean set of clothes. So there'll be enough for one day. It'll have pants, shirt, bra, undies, socks. So if something gets lost, I have clean clothes for the next day. And that should give me enough time to either buy a new wardrobe, or hopefully my luggage catches up. So that's what I do in my backpack. Yep. So great question. Any other questions before moving on? Okay. I'm gonna proceed. Okay. So tipping. Tipping is a big part of their culture over there, because remember, their economy depends on tourism. They're counting on us to help with their daily income, and that includes tipping. So I have a rough guide here for tipping. Now, what I hope to do is get a better total for you for tip amounts. I need to do a little bit more math on my end. And what I'm hoping you guys agree to is that you send me the tip money before we go, and then during the trip, I will handle all of the tipping. So at hotels, at restaurants, at the cruise, the camel rides, I will take care of everything for you if you agree to that. If not, you're on your own. That's those are your options. So what do we
Okay,
think about having, yeah,
that's a US dollars is what you have listed, right?
correct. Yes, with the exception of the bathroom. Yep.
I think that's a great idea.
Okay.
agreed?
Anyone opposed? Okay. So give me, I mean, we have time, so don't worry. But I will come back to you with a number for all tipping, including the guides and the drivers, and you will do absolutely nothing. Does that sound great?
Sounds
Okay.
great.
All right. I found that this method really does work best. Okay. So, credit cards, because I'm sure we have some shoppers in the group. I recommend bringing 2 credit cards with you, one for backup emergencies just in case. What you'll need to, Visa is what is commonly accepted over there, not so much Discover. Some credit card companies have you call them or go online and let them know what countries you're going to be in and what dates. Most of my credit cards don't make me do this anymore. So just if you don't know, just check on it. You can do a simple Google search with whatever your credit card name is and then international travel and see what happens. If it says you don't need to do anything, fabulous. Carry on with your life. If it asks you to put in the dates, easy peasy. Same
Really
with,
quick, out of
yeah.
curiosity,
Mhm.
how common do you think, or do you feel like credit cards accepted versus you need cash?
It depends on the situation. Obviously, if you're okay. So some of the markets, most of them have credit cards. A few of like the little shoppy places around some of the sites, that's going to be quick cash. Um, so the answer is it depends. That's what we learned in class. It depends.
Mhm.
Mo most, like I said, they're really kind of going towards the credit card situation, but always have some American cash on you because you just never know what you're gonna find, and it would be a shame to miss something, that a trinket that you really really love because you didn't have cash on you. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
How
spoke.
widespread is credit card fraud? Like when I lived in Indonesia,
Yeah.
especially the small shops, they would take a picture of your credit card and steal the numbers. So
I've
then
never
they
had
would
that.
then sell those.
I've never
Uh,
had that happen.
you've never, okay.
Yeah, yeah, I've never seen it. I've never heard. I don't anticipate that's going to be a problem. Yeah.
And
Okay.
Annika, this is Debbie. I
Hey.
spoke to my bank already, and they suggested that I buy a Visa card from them so that I don't have to use my own personal card in case something like that were to happen.
Oh, like a Visa card from your bank?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to be very honest with you. I bank at US Bank, and they have a fantastic card made specifically for traveling. I think it's called Connect. It's a little blue card and it is absolutely fabulous. It gets you really great rewards. Um, I'm gonna pull it up right now. Oh, telling me my password's wrong. I know it's not. Please hold. Okay. Do. Yes, US Bank Connect. It's called Altitude Connect. It's a Visa card, so it's accepted everywhere. I have not had a problem with it, and it is great rewards. So that is what I recommend using. I don't recommend using like one of those pre-loaded Visas, like the gift cards. I do not recommend that. Okay. All right. Any other questions about credit cards? Or debit cards? Okay. All right. So similar situation with your phones. I don't know about you guys. I have an international plan year round. But for those of you that don't, call your cell phone carrier, or you can do it online too. And again, tell them you're going to be in these countries at this time, and they will figure out the best rate for you internationally. Okay. And don't forget where to include your layovers, just in case. Okay. Egyptian food. All right. The thing about Egyptian food is no one goes to bed hungry. That's the rule. So that includes us as tourists as well as people on the street. I think it's just very polite to show appreciation for a meal. Always, thank them profusely. People have asked if it's socially acceptable to leave a little something on the plate. I don't know. No one has ever been insulted because I couldn't finish my food, and they will give you a lot of food. They will make sure you do not starve. Their food is, I used to say it was good, and then I went to Jordan, and their food is really good. So if you're doing a comparison of Egyptian food to Jordanian food, Egyptian food is meh. You're not going to starve though. It's a lot of rice, breads, grilled meats, veggies, fruits, things like that. Their dessert, however, is not acceptable to my standards. I'm just letting you know that now. To me, an acceptable dessert is cake, brownies, cookies, things like that. They have kunefa, which is basically like shredded wheat with a simple syrup over it. They're very proud of it, but it is subpar. And I've let them know this. So I'm just warning you. So maybe pack some cookies or Twinkies or whatever your favorite dessert is. What I recommend doing when we travel is eating a good breakfast, something that's going to give you a lot of energy until the mid-afternoon, because that's when they're doing lunch. They do late lunches and later dinners. So I recommend doing that. I also recommend bringing like protein bars or a little something if you're that kind of person that, gets hangry around 11 o'clock. That's me. And I need just like a little something, a little mid-morning snack to keep me going. If you don't eat your snacks and you need to unload them, there's plenty of kids that'll take them. Give them to the bus driver. I'm sure he's got a family that would love American snacks. So that's what I do. I pack some protein bars with me. Egypt is a Coke country. There's a lot of Coke, Fanta, Sprite. Diet Coke is not the same as Diet Coke here, just letting you know. If you need to pack your Dr. Pepper, I understand entirely. I absolutely get it. If you're going to do that, put it in a good Ziploc bag or two just to make sure it doesn't explode. I've done this multiple times. I've never had a problem. So just letting you know what's going on over there. Most of the time you're going to be paying for your drinks on your own. So yeah, bring some American cash. The question I am asked frequently, I know this is very important for some of you, is do they have alcohol over there? Yes, they do. I'm going to be honest, they don't always know how to mix a good drink, but they have it. So, and their wine is, it's okay. It's all right. So that's what you need to know about their food and drinks. This one here is the most important. Don't drink the water from the tap, from the shower, from the hoses outside. Just don't drink it. Only drink bottled water. And when you have your bottled water and you're opening it, make sure you hear a click. Okay. Okay, that is the most important thing from this whole thing is don't drink the water. There's water provided at the hotels usually. There's going to be water on the coach. If you need more water at any time, it's very cheap over there. But make sure you hear the click from the bottle. Don't drink the shower water and don't brush your teeth with the tap water, okay? I'm not, you're supposed to get sick. I don't know. I haven't had a problem. I don't know anyone that has, but again, I don't want to find out differently. So don't drink the water. In addition to drinking the water, or excuse me, not drinking the water, don't eat the fruit or vegetables from the streets. Why? Because they might have been washed with tap water, and no fruit or vegetable is worth getting sick over. With that said, it is okay to eat salads and the fruits and vegetables in the restaurants on the cruise, but if we are outside in a market or by one of the sites and someone is selling fruit off a cart, I do not recommend it. Okay. So no strange fruits and vegetables from the street, but salads and other things from a restaurant are okay. All right. Please don't, please don't get sick from vegetables. Okay. The second most important thing that we're going to talk about is the toilet. I know this isn't polite, but it's important. Over there, you pay to use the potty. You give them, so there's going to be a little woman or a little man outside of the stall, and they're going to expect a little sum-sum. Now, I will be taking care of that little sum-sum if we are stopping as a group. And then what's going to happen is they're going to give you a little bit of toilet paper. Now, it might be just 2 squares, and that might not be enough for your business, which is why I always tell people to have tissues with them on their person or that portable toilet paper, okay? It also might happen that the bathroom attendant might be on a smoke break or off for lunch or whatever. They got bored and wandered off. And then there might not be any toilet paper, and you will be very grateful that you listened to me and packed your own toilet paper. So just heads up, warning you, okay? The other thing is that plumbing in that country is not very great. So do not flush the toilet paper. There's going to be a little basket or bin in the stall, and you take your toilet paper and you throw it away in there. Okay? So that's what you need to know about the bathrooms. I am also assuming that in the nicer hotels, it's not a problem. You'll just know when you're in the bathroom and you see a bin full of dirty tissues, that's when you know to not flush. And if you're in the hotel and you don't see a sign saying, please don't flush the toilet paper, I operate under the assumption that it's okay. All right. So yeah,
Are the toilets standard toilets?
they're standard toilets and they flush. You just shouldn't flush toilet paper. Yeah. But yeah, there's no squatty potties or anything weird like that. So that's the good news. But yes, please pack your own toilet paper and don't flush it. Okay. One of the questions that I am frequently asked is about what is considered disrespectful in Egypt. And their answer is always nothing offends us. But I have in fact found a few things that they don't like. Egyptians hate contempt for any religion. And we will be going to religious sites. So please be respectful at all the religious sites. Egypt is primarily Muslim, but they do have a Coptic Christian sect. And of course, when we're going to Mount Sinai, that is a pilgrimage place for 3 of the world's major religions. So Jews, Muslims, and Christians, they will all be there. And this whole contempt for religion goes all the way back to ancient times. So that is why they have so many gods, because they started out with a few and then some other people came in with their gods and they're like, hey, I kind of like that. So instead of choosing between the different religions, they just kept adding them all into the fold. So yes, that's why they have thousands of gods and goddesses. Okay. With all of that in mind, I absolutely encourage you to ask Ahmed questions. He is a practicing Muslim. I think he's like, I don't know, 14th generation from Muhammad. No joke on that. So yes, ask him questions, absolutely, about his beliefs, but please do it in a respectful way, although I'm sure it's really hard to offend him. Ask questions about women over there and their beliefs. Absolutely. the only way to learn is to ask, and that's what we're doing this for. Okay. Again, when we are in the mosques, ladies, you're going to be asked to cover your hair. When we go into them, you might be asked to take off your shoes, or you might be giving like a cover for your shoe to put on. We will be going to a few Christian churches. You're in a church. Be good. Like just same as you would here. Okay, maybe I'm not the best example for that, but be good. Okay. All right. um, so at the monuments and the sites, you know, we're all museum people or we're educators. And again, tourism is really great for their economy, but it's also very hard on their monuments and sites. So please, please do not climb on the monuments. Don't climb on the pyramids. I don't think it's illegal, but it's not a good look, okay? Um, Also, like watch for the photography signs. There's going to be a few places that says no flash, things like that. Our official guide will not be able to go with us inside the pyramids or inside the tombs. You know, it backs up the line and makes noise, causes distraction for people there. So he will give us the information that we need outside, and then we go inside without him. With all that said, there are unofficial guides there, and they might want to take your picture, things like that. You can say no, or you can say yes, and then if they take your picture, give them, you know, just a little tip. The burial chambers, please stay out of any of the sarcophagi. That is extremely disrespectful. Not only is it hard preservation wise on these things, but it is that's that's like getting in someone's bed without permission. That's weird because we're from the Midwest, right? Or maybe the better example is it's like hopping into someone's coffin at their funeral. So please stay out of the sarcophagus. I don't think that's going to be a problem, but I have to say it. So again, back to the unofficial guides. There are guides that aren't supposed to be there, but they are, okay? They sometimes will want to show you something like, oh, I know where this really cool thing is at the site. And I'm supposed to tell you that you shouldn't follow them. But also, they know some pretty cool stuff. I so all of my experiences wandering off with an unofficial guide have always gone really well for me. You know, like I've had some show me kittens, I've had some let me into secret rooms. Uh, you know, so I'm telling you, what I'm saying is you shouldn't, but also it's up to you, right? You're adults, make good choices, right? However, if you do accept their invitation for an unofficial detour, again, be prepared to tip them, and they might be a little aggressive. So I'm warning you, okay? Again, if you don't want to go, say no, thank you, ignore them, walk away, okay? But I'm just saying, you could see something really cool. All right. Okay, let's see. Camel etiquette. We will have a camel ride around the pyramids, and we will do that as a group. Of course, it's optional if you don't have to do anything you don't want to. I will be tipping them for the group since that's what we decided. However, if we are at a site and you see a camel just being absolutely adorable and he is hamming it up and you want to have a picture of him and you want to pet him, be prepared to tip the owner because, again, this is how they make their money. Maybe you can sneak in a shot if they're not watching, but they have pretty good eyes. So they're going to see you petting their camel and they're going to come up and you know, try and get some tips from you. Okay. Most of the camels in Egypt are treated really well. That's why I don't have a problem endorsing them and giving them our business. However, the horse carriages, like So typically from the boat to Edfu, or even in Luxor, you're going to see horse-drawn carriages, and the horses are, they are in bad shape. They look like they're emaciated and starving because, well, because they are. I do not condone that. It is supposedly part of their livelihood, but I'm going to be honest with you. They emaciate the horses because they know Americans and most people will pay a lot of money. Like, oh, please feed your horse. Make sure you get something good to eat, and you're actually kind of supporting a drug habit. And when I say a drug habit, I mean hash. So no, we will not be using horse rides or horse carriages, but I just want you to know, you're gonna see this. Sorry about that, right? Okay. This is where I'm told the
Hey,
culture.
Annika, on the
Yeah.
last slide, you had a point getting down from camels.
Okay.
What was that about?
Okay. So, if you are taking a camel ride by yourself, not the one that we're doing as a group, they're going to expect a tip to get you off the camel. But you do not need to worry about this because we're going on our camel ride as a group, and I will handle the tipping. If they try and get a tip out of you, say, no, 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 our tour director is taking care of that. Okay. So just be aware, tell them. And again, when we are there, I will remind you of these things. Okay. I'm just telling you now so that you are prepared. But if you were, for whatever reason, going to wander off and do a camel ride by yourself, they're going to expect you to tip them to get down. Yeah. Again, this is their livelihood. This is how they make their living. Okay. Any other questions?
Yes, I have a bunch of them, but I'm not quite sure where to squeeze them in.
Okay. Maybe they can wait for the end.
I
If,
can.
Yeah. Okay. If you don't see the appropriate place. Okay. Salesman. I'm told this is really where the culture shock comes in. The salesmen are, some people say it's aggressive. Okay. People are going to try and sell you things wherever you go. They are going to try and sell you things around the pyramids. There's going to be people, they're going to see us and they're going to come up to us. Walking into the step pyramid, they're going to be all over you. Okay.
La la la.
Don't, yes, la la la, very good. La shukran, la la la. Do not accept any gifts. So there's going to be, what they're going to try and do is they're going to have a little something, right? A little scarab or a little something, and they're going to come up to you and they're going to hand it to you. And then you will automatically take it and they will be like, it is a gift. It is a gift. It is not a gift. They will expect you to pay for it or pay for something else. So do not accept any little gifts without thinking it's not a gift. That's all I can say. They're going to expect you to pay. The best thing that you can do is ignore them. But I know that this is really, really hard for us because we are from the Midwest and we are Midwest nice, and to just totally ignore someone, oh, I never. So if you feel you must say something, say la la la, which means no, no, no. It is a very aggressive form of no. La shukran means no, thank you. Yeah. So just again, be prepared. So on that note, let us talk about shopping. Our guide, Ahmed, I'm sorry, he is a man, okay? And he does not understand the thrill of the hunt for shopping, okay? um, so you might tell him that you are looking for something, and what's going to happen is he will come back with the thing for you. And that's not, it's nice, it's really great, but also like that's not how we roll. We like to look for things and we like to pick out the color, this is the right one. We like to shop. He does not understand this concept, okay? And to be fair, he also doesn't like it when we shop at the sites because he is afraid that something bad will happen, like you're going to get ripped off. So I'm going to be completely honest with you on that. That is his concern, and he does not want anything bad to happen to any of us. Okay. However, if you see something that you like, you should haggle and you should bargain for it because we're from the Midwest and we like a deal. Okay. Never pay the initial asking price. What you want to do is counter with half of what they offer and then try and meet in the middle. Because I'm so cute, I can get away with flirting and smiling and joking with them. For the rest of you, say something like, you can do better, or it's not worth that. It's part of the game. So while the salesman might be aggressive, it can be fun. You just have to have an open mind to it. You can always walk away. If you're a lady, show them your backside, show them what you're working with, right? And they are going to come after you if they really want to make a sale. Okay. So always confirm that the price is in American dollars or Egyptian pounds, and ask if they take credit cards. And you should probably do this before haggling, because it's embarrassing to make a really good deal and not have the money to cover it. And maybe they don't take credit cards at that point. Okay. So enjoy. But yes, the students that I've had go on this trip, they reported back that this whole process does come as a bit of a culture shock. So I hope you go into this with a good attitude and see that it can be fun. Okay. And also, if you're not sure, a med, he can hold your hand during the process, or I can be there too. And again, I know he's very worried about getting ripped off, but the fact of the matter is we can get ripped off here in the United States just as easy. So I don't hold it against them. If I'm getting ripped off, that's on me, right? Okay. A few things about we talked about respecting the Egyptians, and again, I'm told it's very hard to offend Egyptians. They love to joke, they love to laugh. But don't be drunk in public. Again, I don't think I have to worry about that with this group, but again, I have to say these things. No PDA between the sexes. Like obviously married couple, significant other, they can hold hands, but don't be like groping each other in public. I'm sure you don't do that here, so don't do it there. Again, it's going to be winter over there, so I imagine that you're not going to be showing up in tube tops, so no abundance of boobs, booties, or bellies hanging out. And again, don't rip on other religions, don't knock them. Ask questions, yes, but always be respectful of it. The other thing, Egyptians really respect their elders. So treat them like you would your own granny, assuming that you in fact love your granny and don't want to just some days. Yeah. Ladies, some men are going to take your hand and they're going to give it a kiss. They might try and do like kisses on the cheeks. This is considered to be a very respectful gentleman grandfather act of respect. They might even hug you too. Don't worry about it unless they start to cop a feel, and then you've got a problem. I've only had that happen once, and I didn't mind. So, so just say, but yes, some of the gentlemen, they're going to, kiss the hands and things like that. Okay. Cat calling. I'm going to be honest. It's a thing over there. Egyptian men are not like men here. They are very floral with their words. And if they see something they like, they're going to let you know. Okay. So I have a big butt. So when I'm over there, they call me Shakira. And that's just how it is. I don't get upset about it. I play along with it. I've often been told I would kill my wife for you. So that's very sweet, right? It's supposed to be flirty and fun. They are trying to give you a good, positive experience, and they think that by catcalling you, you will like that and you'll be happy, right? Some of us have different feelings about that. If you don't like it, just ignore it, or you can just give it right back, okay? With that said, on a very serious note here, if anything does get out of hand, there are military and tourist police everywhere. Flag them down. If you just like shout out, someone's gonna come to your help, whether it's the military or tourist police or another Egyptian. If you're on the cruise or I don't know, someplace, and the chef is giving you a hard time and you don't like it, tell me. Okay, come to me and I will set them straight. I've done it before and I will do it again. Okay. No, I've only ever had it once where it got a little uncomfortable. Nothing, no touching, nothing like that. Just some of the conversations got a little awkward. So yes, if something does happen, please come find me. Please come tell me. If something really bad happens, which I imagine it will not, because again, we are tourists and they want tourists.
I'll call you back in about 10 minutes.
I'm gonna again mute you.
Okay.
If something really bad does happen, again, please come find me and we will go to the tourist police, or we will do anything that we need to. I don't anticipate this being a problem though, because I have traveled as a solo female traveler and I've only ever been treated with the utmost respect. But again, I just have to say this in case. Again, you're an American. It's going to be obvious. Okay, it's in the way we talk. It's in the way we look. They love American culture and they really love the 90s, which is great for me because those were my golden years, right? So we are very exciting to them. At some of the sites, some of the kids or even some of the mothers, they might come up and they're going to try and practice their English with you. So it's not uncommon that little kids are going to run up and be, "Hi, my name is so-and-so," and then they run off. They're just practicing their English. It's fine. They might also ask you questions. And I don't know why, but everyone wants to take pictures with you. So sometimes strangers will just like take a selfie with you, or you'll be asked to join their family photo. You know, my thing is, if it makes them happy, just do it. But also, like, don't let it get in the way of your experience, okay? Because this is your trip. You're paying good money for this, okay? Oh, yeah, the Macarena. Okay, I don't. They love the Macarena over there. The little kids are going to come up to the boat and they're going to sing the Macarena and a few other songs from the 90s. I don't know. They think we like it. So again, just letting you know. Again, Egypt really wants us to have a good time. And sometimes it's a little campy and a little hokey. Like on the Felucca ride, they might start playing some dated music. So just be aware. So sometimes we just play along because we're Midwest nice and we don't want to hurt their feelings. But just know that they're trying to make sure that we're having a good time. Okay. Traffic. The other point of culture shock, the traffic rule is that there are no rules. There's no stop signs. There's no speed limits. There might be lanes, but no one's paying attention to the lines. There's no intersections. It's a situation. Everyone over there operates on Cairo time, which means whenever. basically. Yeah, I can't jive with that. But yeah, Cairo time. There's also going to be a few checkpoints when we're on the road. This is nothing to worry about. So don't, again, at the checkpoints, you're going to see some military police, and the driver's going to hand them some papers and it's fine. So absolutely nothing to worry about there. Okay. Again, I'm just telling you so you're prepared and you're not wigging out on me. Okay. Smile, be polite, talk to people, but not too much. Apparently, since we're Midwest nice, we talk to anyone and everyone for an extended amount of time. So, anywho, I think that the best way to show respect for culture is to learn a few words. But also, Egyptian Arabic is not like any other Arabic. So the traditional Arabic, like what we would hear in Jordan, is slow and enunciated. However, Egyptian Arabic is very fast and very sloppy, and sometimes the words sound a little different. What you're going to hear a lot is Habibi, which means dear. It's a term of endearment. So Ahmed will say Habibis like before he starts talking to us, or he'll say Yalla Habibis, which means let's go, my dears. Shukran means thank you. To say good morning, there's a bunch of different ways to say good morning, but Sabah el Khair means good morning. You can also say Sabah el Nur, which means bright and shiny morning. And again, I will give you a cheat sheet with all this, so when we go, you can really impress Ahmed. And Salam means bye. A few other things that you're really going to hear a lot in Egypt is Inshallah. Now, Inshallah means if God wills it, but it's also an excuse if someone doesn't do something. So, it's interesting. Yeah. Mashallah means God has willed it and something good has happened. So if you find out that someone just got married, you're going to say Mashallah, and it's like a congratulations to them. Wallahi, you're going to hear wallahi a lot in Egypt. Not so much in Jordan or Morocco, but in Egypt, you're going to hear wallahi all the time. And it means I swear, or they're being truthful. So wallahi Allah means I swear to God, but yeah, wallahi, you're going to hear a lot of that. I don't know why.
Would they say that even if they're lying?
Yeah. Yeah, they will. I mean, no, I've never had a male say wallahi to me while they were lying. Never. Okay. That's story for another time. Jamila means beautiful. So if you see a pretty flower or something, or like just whatever is beautiful, you say Jamila. But it also is used to, like, you say it when you don't want to say what you're really thinking about something, like, oh, that baby is Jamila. And maybe the baby's not so cute, right? Laziza means it's delicious. So that's another one that I like to use. And my favorite for my Iowa people is Iowa. So it's like a very soft version of Iowa, and it means yes. So Iowa means like yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, so that one's for my Iowa people. All right. A few things to note. Again, I don't anticipate this going to be a problem, but I have to say these things. Drones are illegal in Egypt, so don't bring them to the pyramids. They will take them. I've seen it. Do not take photos of military police, tourist police, any of their vehicles, any of the checkpoints, any of the metal detectors. Like there might be a really adorable cat sitting next to a military policeman, and you're gonna pull out your phone because, oh my goodness, a kitty, and you're gonna go to take a picture of it, and they're gonna get a little upset. Or even if you're like trying to take a picture of Mount Sinai and there's a checkpoint there, they're gonna, wig out a little. So just don't, yeah. Have I snuck a few pictures? Sure. Just don't get caught, okay? The other thing is, if it's illegal here, it is extra illegal over there. And you know what? This honestly doesn't hold up anymore because some states, we have marijuana that's legal now. So, but anywho, know that like hash, pot, opium, anything like that is super illegal over there. Okay. Does it happen? Yes. But please, please don't. I'm told the Egyptian prison is no joke. Also, do as I say, not as I do. Okay, all right. The next thing, if you guys have any special requests, like, gosh, I really want to try an Egyptian McDonald's, or I'd really like to ride a bike in Aswan because I'm Ragbri. What? Okay, if you have a special request, please let me know, and please let me know ahead of time because, well, Ahmed and I, we can make just about all of your dreams come true if we have enough time. Okay, I mean, there might be some things that I can't promise, but yeah, you want to try Egyptian McDonald's? You bet you do because they have cheese fries over there. They have snack wraps. They have things from the 90s that you've forgotten about. So yes, if you have any special requests, please let me know. Okay. So who has questions about the Egyptian part of the trip?
I do.
Yes. What you got?
First of all, thank you for the overview. I'd like to know, when I was in Mexico, we had to be very careful about drinking Coke. We had to wipe the tops of the bottles and avoid drinking out of cans because of the potential contamination. How is the Coke served?
It will come to you in a can or a bottle. Um, I always drink out of a straw. Uh, that's one of the things about me. So I very rarely just drink straight from the can. That's just good practice here as well as over there. Either wiping off the lid or drinking through a straw. Yeah.
Okay, very good. Thank you.
Yep. Good
How about
question.
how about a laptop?
You can bring a laptop.
Okay, you mentioned Cairo time. We're 7:30 here. What time is it there?
Okay, so right now, because there hasn't been a time change here or there, Cairo is 8 hours ahead of us. So right now it is 3:36 a.m. over there. But when I say Cairo time, I mean they're going to say, let's meet at 2 o'clock, and that doesn't mean much. They could be a half hour late, they could be an hour late. Our tours will not be that way, but just know in social situations, Cairo time is a thing. Yeah.
And what are the dates that we need to be in Cairo and so on?
Okay, hang on a second here. You need to be in Cairo January 6th. So leave the United States January 5th because it takes that long and there's the time change. So you have to arrive in Cairo January 6th. Now, we will leave Cairo on January 17th to return home, or some of you might go to Jordan with me. So those are the dates that you absolutely need to know for Cairo. Okay. Other questions? Keep going.
So if we're going to Jordan, we get a round trip to Cairo and Jordan back to Cairo?
So if you are going to go to Jordan, what we're going to do is we will leave Cairo to Amman and then Amman back home. So it won't be round trip, but honestly, it's about the same price. So, and you're in the neighborhood, so I'm gonna say do it. And we will talk more about Jordan in a
And
bit.
And
Yep.
when do we leave? When do we leave them on?
Okay. So we would, if you decide to do the Jordan extension, we will arrive January 17th, and then we will leave January 20th. That's if you want to do the Jordan extension. Okay?
Thank you.
Yep, no problem.
So I'm going to be Debbie again. I'm going to
Okay.
be joining the Jordan trip.
Mhm.
But I already purchased my tickets. Are you going to be talking with us about how I switch that around?
Yeah, I didn't know people wanted to do this. So
I
you're
did buy insurance.
okay, then you're gonna be good. You can probably change it with minimal problems. Yeah.
Okay, great.
Yep.
Great.
The answer is going to be you're gonna have to contact the airline or
Okay.
see what your what your plan covers or your airline covers. Yeah. I didn't know, you guys. I didn't know, but it was such a great idea. I said, why not? And everyone else agreed. So,
No
okay.
problem.
Yeah. What other questions do we have about the Egypt portion?
I have heard that there is possible travel restrictions or warning for Egypt or Jordan. Is that true?
Okay, I'm going to be very honest with you. Egypt is at a level 3 travel advisory, and it has been for a long time. Now, what that mean? Okay, when you look at the travel advisory, it says the Western Desert. We are not going to the Western Desert. It also says military borders. We are not going to any military borders. And then the other part of this is Sinai. We will not be driving through Sinai. We are going to be flying through Sinai as recommended. So yes, it is at a level 3 travel advisory, but we are not going to those areas. Yeah. They have not had a tourist attack since, oh gosh, the 90s. Yeah. I have, if you want, I will show you my letter from Dr. Zahi Hawass saying how safe it is. And again, I have been to Egypt 4 times. I have spent 60 days in the country with groups and by myself, and I assure you that it is absolutely safe.
And I think it's important to know it's safest when we're in our groups. So if people were to go off on their own,
right. Don't right. But with that said, I do wander around at night and I've never had a problem. Well, that makes it sound like I'm doing other things, but no, I like to just walk around at night, see the market, see the culture, see the life, and I've never had a problem.
When
yeah.
talking about hash, you said do as I say, not as I do, and now you've been walking at night. So
right. No, I really hate to say it, but we are in a time where it's actually less safe here at home than it is over there. Yeah. Teachers going to school, bad things can happen. You know, just last year in Davenport, there was a shooting at the mall. So that's the sad reality of the situation. But I assure you that every time I travel, the Egyptians make sure that I am happy, safe, and well fed. Yeah, they take that absolutely very seriously. Yep.
How far
okay, I had
south
a
do you
question.
go?
Oh, I'm sorry. I missed at the beginning. Do you have an agenda for the things we're doing? I heard you say cruise.
Yes.
And I don't know what we're doing.
So
I'm paying, I'm going, but I don't know what I'm doing.
Right. We're doing all the things. That is the best answer for that. I am working on the final itinerary. I mean, like, it's pretty finalized, but yes, you will have a finalized itinerary where day by day, this is what we're doing, and we will be hitting all the things. Okay, on that note on safety, we're going to the City of the Dead. And I don't know if you guys heard this in some of the lectures where I was selling the tour, but the City of the Dead is well, it's a huge cemetery in the middle of Cairo, and it's very old, dating back to the Mamluks and things like that. There is a housing crisis in Cairo, and people are now living in the mausoleums next to their dead. So every time I go to Egypt, I'm like, oh, I want to go. I want to go because I love cemeteries. I love the art. And every time I ask to go, they're like, no, you cannot go. It is too dangerous. No, you cannot go. And so finally I asked, I was like, why is it so dangerous? And they're like, because they're doing drugs in the mausoleum. And I'm like, oh, what kind of drugs? And I'm thinking like hard drugs. And they're like, they're doing hash. And I'm like, oh, so you mean they've got the munchies in the mausoleum? Well, we're just going to go with a bag of Fritos and it's going to be fine. And I'm telling this, to warn you, there is a difference between their perceived level of danger and ours. But yes, we are going to be going into the City of the Dead because there is a glass blower school in the middle of this cemetery in the City of the Dead. And this particular glass blower, he used to be a boxer, which is kind of a crazy story. But he also made the glass lamps for the Muhammad Ali Mosque, which is it's a very cool story, and it's a very cool place, and it gets us in to see the cemetery. But also, I was there. I went in, and everyone there, all the little kids, everyone, there is so much joy there. And I asked them, the glass blower, because him of all the people, he could afford to leave the City of the Dead if he wanted. And he said, no, we are happy with what we have. So we will be going there. That is supposedly the most dangerous place we will be going. But yes, we will be going as a group. All the places that we are going, we are registered. So they know where we're at. So there's nothing to worry about, I promise. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
How far south do we get to go? How far upriver?
We are going all the way down to Abu Simbel, which is almost by the border. Not anywhere like dangerous near a border or anything like that, but it is all the way south. Let me pull up my little handy dandy map there. So it's boop right there. Yeah. Okay. Well, so there's Aswan, and Abu Simbel is boop down there. Okay.
Wow. Great. Awesome.
Yep.
Thank you.
What other questions do we have?
If we want to get Egyptian money,
yes,
my personal experience has been to go to an ATM in country and then
correct.
get the Egyptian money from there, that you get much
Correct.
better exchange rates.
So correct, but also US banks will not carry Egyptian pounds because it's considered a volatile asset. So you cannot get Egyptian currency here in the States. Yes, there are going to be ATMs over there, and if you want Egyptian pounds, that's where to get it. Don't try and go to your bank. They're going to tell you no.
How much should we get
Right.
once we're there?
That's a great question. And the answer is it depends. It depends how much shopping you're going to want to do. Again, have enough for your drinks, things like that, some spare for tipping. Again, I usually bring, personally, I usually bring about 500 American dollars to have on me. And then I can just get Egyptian pounds as I go because there's ATMs everywhere. Yeah. Yep.
And if you bring like $100 bills, is it hard to get them changed?
I
bring all 20s.
I usually bring 20s and smaller. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it's hard to cash 100 here in the United States these days. So, yeah, small bills are good. Great questions, you guys.
Annika, are there any vaccines that are recommended for travel to Egypt?
Currently vaccines are not required. You don't need to bring your COVID vaccination card or anything like that. There are a few recommended ones, but I'm sure you can go to like the CDC website, but you are not required to get any additional vaccines to go over there. No checks, no nothing.
So we need a visa to get into the country, but is that, like you mentioned, you'd handle that at the airport, but is there something also that we need to fill out ahead of time?
Nope.
Okay.
It's just a
Okay.
sketchy $25 cash transaction. That's it.
And what kind of places are we staying at? Like, is it a shared bathroom? Is it our, a regular hotel that we think of as a regular hotel?
Yeah, they're regular hotels. If you're with a roommate, yeah, you're gonna have to share a bathroom, but it'd be the same situation here. You're not sleeping together, unless you want. No judgment. But yeah, they are nice, decent hotels. The one in Mount Sinai, that's the only one I haven't been to. And quite frankly, if you're doing the mountain, you're probably not even going to be sleeping. Yeah. So we'll probably leave the first time I went, I think we left at midnight, 12:30. We might leave like at 2 in the morning. Yeah, so you're hiking up the mountain in the dark. Yeah. So again, dinner was late. I spent some time in town. There was a hookah. I didn't sleep.
And what's jet lag going to be like? I've never been out of the country, so I just kind of wondered.
So going there, you're gonna be okay. This is what I like to do. I like to have us just arrive on the first day. We get there late afternoon. You'll find some dinner if you're hungry, and then you'll go to bed, and then you'll wake up the next morning ready for action. So going there is going to be fine. Coming back is a little rough because it's going to be a very long day. It is going to be a never-ending day because you're going to have additional hours tacked on. So when I come back, what I do is I hit up Portillo's. Doesn't matter what time it is. It doesn't matter. Then I drive home, I shower, and I take some ZQuil or some melatonin, and I kind of just sleep until the next day. Because I run myself ragged. That's my fault. But I usually, yeah, I don't have a problem. If I do that, I'm usually okay.
If we're
Also,
not going on the Jordan trip, what date are we coming back from Egypt?
if you are going to Jordan, which is all the way at the other end now, hang on.
No, I was saying if we don't go to Jordan.
Oh, if you don't go to Jordan, you are coming back January 17th. That is when you will leave Cairo.
And then basically back over here on the 18th.
You might actually get back on the 17th because it's a long day. Yeah. Yep. So yeah, I don't know. I used to, honestly, the sleeping wasn't the problem when I came back. It was something about my digestive system. Like I wouldn't get sick over there. I would kind of get sick when I came back, probably because I was hitting up the Portillos. And eating all the crap that I'd missed. But honestly, I have not had that problem anymore, probably because I've just done more traveling and I'm more accustomed to the switch. I'm not sure, but yeah. So I always keep ginger ale in the fridge and I have frozen bread in the freezer so you can make toast if you've got tummy problems when you come back. I don't know. Yeah. That's what I've learned about traveling. Yeah. More questions.
Hey, Annika, if we're on a different flight getting to Cairo, what do we do for the $25 for the visa?
In that, okay. If you are on your own. And if for some reason the representative isn't there, there's going to be a counter and it will say visas, and you'll just go up and show them your $25 and they will give you your visa. That
Okay.
is if the representative is not there. But of
Okay.
course,
And then
we
as
will
far as
get.
transportation, what do we do to get to the hotel then? Just grab an Uber or something?
Yes, okay. Uber in Egypt is very safe and it's very cheap. Yeah.
Okay, thanks.
Yep. And of course, before you go, you will have the hotel address and information too. Other questions?
Is there anything we can't bring over? Like you're talking about bringing snacks and pop. I don't even think we could bring our own pop over. But are there some things that we should absolutely not bring?
No drugs.
Well,
Here-
besides that.
yeah. Besides the
my
obvious.
prescriptions are good.
Yeah. I don't recommend bringing agricultural products over or explosives.
Your pets.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, you probably could, but yeah, no, seriously, just standard airline don'ts. You should be okay. On the way back, do not bring any fossils home. That is considered to be illegal. Have I done it? Yeah. But yeah, fossils are a thing and agricultural products are a thing. I saw an Egyptian kid get razzed pretty hard for bringing home Egyptian bread. So like he visited Egypt, was going to school in Purdue, and his mom gave him a bunch of bread. So he got razzed a little bit for that, but I think he was able to bring it in. So, yeah. Yep. No drones, no explosives, no sharp things. Yeah.
Okay, now
Oh.
I'm sorry, I have full of questions, but
No.
shoes, what do you recommend? I know we're walking a lot.
Yes.
Waterproof shoes, sneakers.
So this is a type of shoe that I like to wear. No laces, just for airport, easy access, things like that. It's a fairly light mesh. But it's not so light that sand is gonna sneak in. But yeah, I mean, yeah, your average tennis shoe should do the trick. So whatever you
Okay.
think is comfortable. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
And again, if you're going to climb up Mount Sinai, I would go the bottom of this shoe is really smooth. This would not be a good shoe for Mount Sinai. You're going to want something with a little bit more grip, like an off-trail shoe. Columbia has really good off-trail shoes that are comfortable, durable, and do the job. Okay, what other questions? Keep them coming.
How safe are the hotels for leaving our belongings there?
That is a fantastic question. Okay, so your luggage is going to be fine. Egyptians consider it to be very insulting, stealing things like that. Your passport, however, I do not recommend leaving them in the safe, because what happens if the safe's battery dies? And what if we are leaving early in the morning and the person that takes care of that isn't in yet? So I always have my passport on my person. It is on the inside of my zipper purse. It's a crossbody, so it goes in front of me, and it's on the inside, and I almost never open that. But I believe have your passport on you. Don't forget it in the safe. Just yeah. I heard a story about the safe and the battery, and well, that's just changed my whole thinking of that. So yes, keep it with you. That's what I recommend. What else? Okay. Of course, we will have another meeting in December with a refresher and an opportunity to ask more questions about things you've thought of. And of course, we're going to have meetings in between. So anytime, ask questions.
I gotta
Yes.
know, when do we need the rest of the stuff paid off?
The next payment is going to be October 1st. You're going to need 50% by then and 100% paid by December 1st because we're leaving in January. Yep. So
Okay.
yeah, I will be working with Hanan and we'll be sending out some links for you guys here in, gosh, soon.
Weeks,
It's already
yeah.
it's already the 15th. How'd that happen?
And we can pay it more, couldn't we?
Sure, you can
Than
pay it
just-
all
okay.
off.
Yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
we've had someone already do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Yep. Mhm.
Okay.
Yep. Okay, let's talk a little bit about Jordan. If you decide to go to Jordan, we will fly from Cairo to Amman, and the flight that you will need to take is RJ 508. It'll leave at 6:25, and we'll get in Amman at 8:55. So then once we get in Amman, we are going to drive to Wadi Rum, which is all the way. So Amman, the capital, is up here and Jordan is at the other end. It's like a 4-hour drive. It's nothing, right? Especially if you're from the Midwest. 4 hours is nothing. And of course, we'll stop. So we're going to drive to Wadi Rum. We're going to find lunch. When we get to Wadi Rum, which is the desert, we are going to do a 4x4 tour. We'll see some petroglyphs. You're just gonna see so many great things in Wadi Rum. It is absolutely beautiful. This is the place like where they filmed Dune, some of the Star Wars movies, things like that. And we will see the sunset in Wadi Rum, which is absolutely beautiful. We will have a Zarb dinner at the Bedouin camp. And again, Jordan food is really good. So you're going to love this. I know you will. The next day, we are going to drive to Petra, which is not that far away from Wadi Rum. We are going to do dinner at the Elan restaurant where we're going to have some really good food there. I promise. They have traditional Jordanian dishes and you are going to love them. Then we are going to do Petra at night, which I just did, and it was fantastic. I thought it was going to be hokey and lame, but I did it. I went through the Sikh. It was dark. It was lit up by candles, and then the treasury popped out, and it was so beautiful. I cried. I don't cry a lot. And then there's the light show, which I thought it was going to be kind of hokey, but I actually really enjoyed it. And it's a little teaser for the rest of Petra. So the next morning, we will do Petra during the day so you can see everything. We will take mules up to the monastery. So again, we will see the treasury. It's a very large site. So we will do that. I have a mule guy. I know, right? Who knew? And and the monastery is all the way in the back on top of a mountain. So you will take a mule up there to see that. After Petra, you will have time to shower at the hotel, and then we will leave, and we're going to drive to the Dead Sea, and we will be at a resort there. It's a very nice resort, and you can go hang out in the Dead Sea. You can mud yourself up with that good Dead Sea mud. And then you'll have dinner at the resort, and then the next day we'll leave. So you will see the best of Petra. The best of Jordan. Now, I don't know if you recall, but the original estimate was for $700. But I did a little bit more investigating, and it didn't include anything. So the cost now for 5 to 7 people is, if you're a double, it's going to be $794 per person. If you're single, it's going to be under $1,000. I have included meals. I've included the mule ride, and I've included Petra by night. All of this takes care of your visa, entrance to the different camps like Wadi Rum. So just about everything is included with, I think one of the lunches or two isn't included. Optional, because I know you're going to be tired. Maybe some of you have mobility issues and maybe you can't walk the Seek to Petra. There is a golf cart ride that can take you through almost all of Petra. So that is an additional cost. There is, if you want, you can go, so there's the treasury, and then you can kind of go up the mountainside and have like a bird's eye overhead panoramic view. That's $22. That's going to be, it's great. It just might not be for everyone. You can see it really well from the ground too. So you're not missing out on anything. Also, I've never done this, but this time I will. I'm recommending a sunrise camel ride in Wadi Rum. Hang on, I have to see what Ayesh said, Mohammed. What he said the price was. It seemed very reasonable when I was talking to him about it. Okay, he said 20 Jordanian dollars for one camel for 1 hour in Wadi Rum at sunset. And that to me seems like money well spent. So you can do a camel ride or you can sleep in. It's up to you. So those are the optional things that aren't included, but the mule ride in Petra and Petra by night, and again, most of your meals are going to be included in the Jordan extension. If we get more people signed up, 8 to 10, the price is going to change just a little bit because we will need a different form of transportation. So that's where the additional expenses are. So what I need to know is how many people are going officially, because I will start booking. I don't know what is the best way to do this.
Debbie.
Okay, hang on just a second. I'm gonna pull up my handy dandy spreadsheet. And okay, Debbie is a yes. Patricia, yay, nay, or don't know. Okay, well, I see Tara is a yes, and I'm going to assume that your dad's going too.
Yes.
Okay, excellent. I see Sam is a yes. Eli, I have you as a no. Yeah, Dylan, I have as a no.
Chad and Kristen are a no.
Chad and Kristen are a no. Okay.
I can't get any more PTO at my new job. So
Well, you've already been.
that's true.
Yeah.
Judy
Okay.
and Janae are going.
Oh, Judy.
Give Muhammad my regards.
I will. Okay. Paul.
I think yes.
Yes. Okay. I have the two of you down as a yes.
Actually, I was gonna say, talking about Jordan just reminded me, would I be okay to wear my scarf in Egypt? Like they don't care about the Jordan colors stuff?
I don't think they're gonna care because they sell them over there.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. I also like I have my black and white one. I bought it there. So
okay.
I'm sure it's gonna be fine. Okay.
That works.
Michael and Grace, are you a yes or a no?
So originally we were going to be a no, but I think we're going to be a yes now.
Hell yeah, you are. You're making a good choice. Okay.
It's a good time.
Yeah. Erica and Jeanette. Are you still on?
Hanukkah, I'll have to check. Maybe.
Okay. Okay. So Erica and Jeanette, maybe. Okay. Amy and Pat, what are you thinking?
We're not gonna go.
Okay. And Sally.
Yes.
All right. Okay, and I need to check with Ellen and Ed. They are not on here. And Ray is maybe. She just went too.
She doesn't
Okay.
even like Muhammad. Why would she go?
Don't
very
tell him that.
much.
Muhammad's great.
No, just kidding. Muhammad is great, but Ray just is mean.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So, in a while, I will be sending you guys invoices and we will get the payment situation figured out. But once I get the final count, I'm gonna start booking. Okay. So, any questions about Jordan?
Well, if
This is
anybody wanted to double up on Jordan with me, that would save us a little bit of money. I'm
Sure.
single for the Egypt trip, but just put it out there.
Yeah.
Annika, this is Jeannie, and I do think that I'm going to be going with Paul to Jordan.
Okay. All right. I've got you down as a yes. Ooh, you're gonna love it.
Okay, we are not going to Pella, right?
No. No.
Okay.
Yeah. This is it is a really, really quick tour of Jordan. Really quick. But we're in the neighborhood and I think you will all be in agreement with me by the time the trip is over. You're going to say that Petra is better than the pyramids, which is why we start with the pyramids because those are pretty cool. Yeah. So I'm very excited to be sharing Jordan with you. Yeah.
Petra's 10 would do again, but I can't.
I know. Okay. Any questions at this point? All right, excellent. Thank you so much. Of course, if you have any additional questions, you can email me. We'll have other meetings. I have a folder that I will share with you guys that have some handouts and some cheat sheets because I'm a teacher and that's what I do. And it'll have some notes. And once I do the history know before you go lectures, I will add the slides in there. If you care, great. If not, that's fine. You're not going to hurt my feelings. Okay. All right. Our next meeting is October 6th, virtual, and I will share the links with everyone. So thank you everyone for joining. Lots of good questions, and so I really appreciate you being here. Okay.
Thank you, Annika.
All right. Have a good night.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Have a
Bye.
good,
Thank you. Good night.
Bye.
good night.